Hello and welcome to TM Key Film. In the upcoming video you're about to see is the marine snow. I recently, over the past summer, flew into Clovos Passage into 400 plus foot of bottom depth to compare what was done a few years back with Cairo TV7, Graham Johnson, and Dr. Christopher Crims of EPA had an opportunity to look at the recordings that I was putting together with our diver drones. Hey, they came out on the boat and saw for themselves firsthand of what's happening in the waters of our Puget Sound. And I'm going to drop now. It's going to take me a few moments to get there, but I want you to focus on the screen. Look at the snow. That's what they call this. It's all types of algae, probably heavy metals. Who knows what's in this? However, it's a proven fact that it gets into the gills, the lungs of the orca whale, our wild chinook salmon that are spawning in Puget Sound, that are migrating through, are all having to deal with this getting in through their system. We know that the microplastics are another thing out in Puget Sound. We also have been watching the big ships that anchor themselves off of Blake Island. We flew the diver drone in there and saw twice as much marine snow heaviness as what we're seeing right now. It's amazing that this type of, whatever you want to call it, is in Puget Sound waters, and the average person that's out there looks over the waters of the Northwest on an evening sunset. Water's calm and flat, the birds are out there, it's beautiful. The sad thing about it is people don't really understand the outfalls, the drain systems that are on our freeways, our roads. How about just the sewage off of the homes along the beaches? Some septic systems are great. They work really well. Others have failed. All of this, though, gets entered into the waters of Puget Sound. And I'm still dropping. I'm just about down to the bottom here, over 400, I don't know, let's go 420 foot, 412 or something like that right now. And it takes a while to fly to the bottom because of the depth we're at. Now, a diver would not see any of this really too much because they're in that top, let's say, 100 feet of water. But safely, for a scuba diver, that 30 to 60 is probably more safer to be at than at 100. Especially if you're using a single 72, that's one tank, you get about 5 minutes at 100 feet of air. So I would imagine that divers would not get down too deep, unless it's standard Navy dress, hard hat, something along those lines. 250 you could get to easy enough on helium gas. But we are now looking at this without getting our toes wet. Watching the TV, it just doesn't seem to go away. It just seems to get thicker. Is it me? My imagination? Has it changed that much from when we first started at, let's say, 15 foot of depth just under the boat? And what I'm seeing too that's kind of concerning to me is all the different colors. The yellows, there's the bottom. And nothing really too much here to see, but it's pretty flat and sandy. Now those little white objects you see on the seafloor though, those are snails. And we've done some research and looking at those guys, and we've speeded up to 2,000 on our f-stops, shutter speeds. And you can see them actually moving around the seafloor. Aha, hey, there's our friend, the ratfish, and we did a video on those guys. Pretty cool stuff, huh? 400 foot of water and ratfish are down here. Another thing, too, that I'm seeing are these little blue kind of swimming characters around there. I'm going to call them that. I'm not quite sure what they are, but the current right now is moving pretty good. And I want to thank you for watching. If you get a chance, swing over to Doxy's under Puget Sound.